How competitive in Australia? It is very competitive. Why? We only have, let's say, 40 universities. It's different. In Indonesia, they have thousands. So I think there are 5 levels in Australia. We have associate lecturer, lecturer, senior lecturer, associate professor, and full professor. So you need to compare your performance against your peer. So in terms of research, teaching, and leadership, you need to compare your performance against other senior lecturers, not only at UNSW, but can be in other
universities?
Comparable universities, GO8 universities. While in Indonesia, it's more, more intense in meeting the lecturers almost every day.
Yeah, we have so many classes.
So many classes.
Yeah.
So therefore, in my view, it's actually not bad because the students can gain more when they study in Indonesian universities.
All right. What else?
In terms of the content, usually they can get more. But then, of course, it's more burden for the Indonesian academic staff because they need to teach more. As a result, they don't have time for research.
Hello, welcome to another video of Academic Talks. Today, we're going to be talking about the academic career in Australia, a topic which frequently requested by you guys. And joining with me right now is an associate professor from UNSW, who is also Indonesian. Please welcome Dr. Riza Yosia Sunindijo.
Thank you.
How are you?
Very good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm good, thank you. Anyways, thank you very much for making the time to join my podcast.
No worries. Happy to be here. And thank you for having me.
No worries. All right, to begin with, could you please introduce yourself to the Academic Talks audience?
Sure.
All right.
So my name is Riza Yosia Sunindijo. So currently I'm Associate Professor and Deputy Head of School Research at the School of Built Environment, UNSW Sydney, the University of New South Wales.
Wow, that's impressive. So me and Dr. Riza, we're in the same school.
Yes.
And faculty.
Yes.
All right. My first question is, since I know that you are Indonesian,
Yes.
how did it start? From Indonesia, coming to Australia, and finally becoming an academics here?
Okay. It's a long story.
It's fine. I love long story.
You love long story. Okay. Okay. So I did my bachelor degree in Indonesia, actually in civil.
Civil engineering?
Correct.
Oh, all right.
So after I completed my bachelor degree, then I work in Indonesia as a structural engineer. From there, I continued my study. So I did my master's degree. In Thailand.
In Thailand,
Yes.
all right.
But the field is a bit different, not in civil anymore. Well, still related, but in construction management.
All right.
Yeah, because I think for me, construction is more dynamic. Because civil, when I work, it's just myself and a computer. I design the structures of buildings, and every day was fairly the same. So therefore,
it's quite boring, you mean?
well, for me personally, but for some other people, they enjoy it. That's okay. Yeah, but so therefore, I decided, I should change to construction because more dynamic, meeting more people,
All right.
and then the challenges are different every day. So I did my master's in Thailand. After I completed, then I work there in the construction company. But this company, Lendlease, is an Australian company.
Oh, that's how everything started.
Not really. So I stayed in Thailand for a number of years, and then in 2008, 2009, global financial crisis happened.
2009.
Yeah, so I moved from Lendlease and then I moved to Jones Lang LaSalle. This is the second largest real estate company in the world.
Oh,
At that time, based in Jakarta. But then again,
alright.
because of the crisis, it's hard to find
Yeah.
a new job or new projects, especially for an international company.
Oh,
So therefore, I started, maybe let's try to explore something different. So I searched for a PhD scholarship. I applied to some universities. UNSW gave me a scholarship. So, sure, free education, why not? So therefore, I decided to go to UNSW. After I completed my PhD, then maybe I should stay as an academic staff. So I'm still here.
yeah, that's quite impressive how the story was. And what do you think? How competitive is the field? Like to enter academia, like is it necessary for us to have significant numbers of publications or an extensive postdoctoral experience, something like that?
Okay, so everyone is different. I guess from my experience, I don't have any postdoc
Oh, really?
experience, yeah, because I came from the industry and then I did my PhD. So after I completed my PhD, I just simply became a full-time academic staff at UNSW. So I had no postdoc experience. But everyone has their own
Journey.
pathway.
Yeah.
How competitive in Australia? It is very competitive. Why? We only have, let's say, 40 universities. It's different. In Indonesia, they have thousands. The same in the US, in China, for example, they have thousands of universities.
Yes, like in India as well.
India as well. Indonesia, Australia, we only have 40 universities.
But you can successfully entering the field and securing position.
Yes. And again, we need to remember 40 universities, not all of them offer construction management, for example. That is my field. So therefore, the opportunities are even more limited.
Yeah.
What they look for, publications, yeah, of course, there is one thing.
So during the PhD, you publish a lot?
Yes.
How many?
I think I have 4 journal papers and about 6 conference papers.
Wow, that's quite many.
I think, yeah, my supervisor also, was supportive. So therefore, I could publish
A lot.
with him quite a lot. And teaching experience will be useful as well. So I was in a sense lucky because when I was a PhD student here, I had the opportunity to teach.
As a tutor?
No, not as a tutor, as the convener in the course.
Oh, wow.
So I started in my second semester, actually, at that time.
That was your supervisor?
Yes.
Okay.
So my supervisor opened the way for me to teach in a course. So I think because of my teaching experience and my research track record, so then UNSW was interested to employ me. And I'm still here after 15 years anyway.
So did you apply to a vacancy or?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
So just keep applying to different universities.
Job hunting.
Job hunting, I think that's normal. And usually it's good to do it before, or maybe a few months before you submit your PhD.
That's a good advice for me.
Yeah, otherwise, if you apply too late, then there may be a gap because the process needs some time.
I mean, like, is it okay if we don't have the PhD yet?
Just start applying. At least you can learn from the process. Yeah,
All
usually
right,
they
all
prefer someone who has a PhD, but if you are very close to submit, I think that's okay.
That's fine.
You can justify in your CV.
All right.
Yeah, but keep applying. And maybe, I guess my advice, don't apply only on university jobs. Of course, if you want to work as an academic staff, that's your only option, but broaden your opportunities.
Yeah.
Try to work in the industries as well.
Don't limit ourselves.
Yeah, don't limit yourself. As far as I know, PhD graduates, again, because we only have 40 universities here, very limited. I think roughly about 60 to 70% PhD graduates, actually they work in the industry.
In the industry.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are the key stages of the academic career here, and where do you find yourself on this trajectory now?
Okay. So I think there are 5 levels in Australia. We have associate lecturer, lecturer, senior lecturer, associate professor, and full professor.
So you're one step closer
Yes,
to the
one
professor.
step closer to the full professor. I mean, even within each level, there are steps as well. Yeah, but the steps are automatic in a sense. Let's say if you are in step B1, so lecturer level 1, then every year you will go up the step automatically until you reach the highest step within that level. Then you can consider whether you want to apply for a promotion to senior lecturer or not.
What do you mean by automatic?
Let's say for level B, which is a lecturer level, if I remember correctly, there are 6 steps in level B. So if a person starts in level B1, so B step 1, every year this person will increase the step. So next year will be B2 automatic. Next year will be, the following year will be B3, and then B4, B5, and B6. And then after B6, no more steps for the lecturer level. So therefore, this person should apply for a promotion to go to senior lecturer.
All right.
Yeah, and the promotion will be assessed by a promotion committee.
Okay.
So it depends on the performance. A person should show that they have performed at the next level before this person can be promoted.
Okay.
So a lecturer should demonstrate themselves that they have performed at the senior lecturer level before this lecturer can be promoted.
All right. Is it tough?
Is it tough? It completely depends on your performance. So you need to compare your performance against your peer.
Oh.
So in terms of research, teaching, and leadership, you need to compare your performance against other senior lecturers, not only at UNSW, but can be in other
universities?
Comparable universities, GO8 universities.
All right.
Then you demonstrate, hey, my performance is similar to the senior lecturer, so I should be promoted to a senior lecturer position.
All right. So it depends on us.
Yeah, it really completely depends on your performance.
Okay.
I think the promotion committee is very objective. So they will, assess you objectively and then compare your performance against your peers.
All right.
Yeah.
What if someone doesn't really perform as expected?
There will be like an evaluation to support that person to meet the expectations in the next review. So usually at UNSW, we are being reviewed like 3 times a year just to check on our progress. So this is like a meeting between an academic staff and the supervisor. So they meet 3 times a year to evaluate the progress or the performance.
All right.
Yeah. I think maybe I add, usually the critical stage is between senior lecturer and associate professor. Usually this jump is the most difficult.
Why?
I think because associate professor is entering the professor level. So usually this jump is the most difficult. You need to demonstrate at least national reputation.
For the research?
For everything.
For everything.
To be promoted to the associate professor level.
All right. So that's quite interesting because we need to be evaluated
Yep.
and we need to compete to our colleagues.
I think it's a bit different in Indonesia. As far as I know, the government sets the
Yeah,
requirements.
we have. Yeah,
But
yeah,
here,
true.
the requirements are your colleagues and
Oh.
other researchers out there. I mean, because UNSW is one of the top universities in the world, so therefore the expectations are higher.
Can you mention what are the expectations?
Well, it's always the same. It's always research, teaching, and leadership. So
Okay.
research, of course, if you want to go to the professor level, usually research grants
Oh,
are very important. Publications usually for associate professor level should be more automatic.
okay.
I think for publications, they are more important for lecturer and probably senior lecturer. But associate professor and professor, application should be more natural. But then the research grants are the main challenge.
Because it's hard to get a grant.
Yes. Mainly we get a grant from the government, for example.
Yeah.
But then the success rate is roughly about 15 to 20%.
But you made it. I hear about the
Keep applying.
women construction.
Yeah, women in construction.
Women in construction.
So I think for me, for example, I think it's 1 in 10.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
applied 10 times and then I got 1. So
And that's normal.
That's normal. So just keep doing it. So therefore the success rate is between 15 to 20%.
Yeah.
Yeah, between 1 to 5 or 1 to 10.
All right. My next question is, how do the teaching, research, and service responsibilities vary across career stages? Do you have like approximate percentage of each of these tasks?
Okay, so the three components: teaching, research, and leadership or
Leadership,
services.
right.
Yes. Most staff, the proportion will be 40-40-20.
Okay.
40% teaching, 40% research, and 20% leadership.
Leadership.
If a person, for example, because I'm holding the deputy head of school role, so therefore my workload is a bit different. My teaching load is lower and my service or leadership role is higher.
All right.
So it really depends whether you have a role or not in the school, in the faculty, or in the university. So the proportion can be really different.
Very
Can be
alright.
very depending on the person. But for most people, 40-40-20. Some
Alright.
people can be teaching focused, so therefore the teaching workload can be 60 or 80%.
Yeah, I think that's the most different between Indonesia and here, because a lecturer can choose between teaching focus or research focus. Can you explain that more?
I don't think we can choose research
Oh.
focus,
All right.
because research focus means you need to have a grant to support your salary. So it's a bit hard. I don't think you can choose to go to research focus. Well, you can. Sometimes there's an opening for a research focus position,
All right.
but it really depends on the availability of grants, whether that position can be continued or not. So there is research focus, 60 to 80% research. Teaching focus is an option. It can be open since the beginning. So let's say there is an opening for teaching focus academic staff. So therefore this staff will have 60 to 80% teaching workload. Or some staff can choose to transfer from 40-40-20 to teaching focus position.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not. What is the question again? So it's different from Indonesia, yes, because this person will be assessed solely based on their teaching performance.
Yeah. I used to be a lecturer, and we have like 3 main tasks, like teaching and then research and social services.
Yep.
But I think the percentage we cannot choose which one we want,
Okay.
like between education focus or research focus, because we have to do all.
Also, the person should negotiate as well with the head of school and see whether the teaching research role or the teaching only role is the best for this person. So should be discussed with the head of school.
And my next question is, what do you think about the salary as
Yeah.
an academics here in Australia?
Okay, it's actually open.
All right.
If you search online, you can find the information. But I think it's, for me personally, it's competitive.
Is it good? I
It-
mean, like compared to other countries, maybe?
Compared to other countries, as far as I know, I could be wrong, but as far as I know, it's one of the highest in the world
Wow.
in terms of salary. But again, of course, because my field is construction, people who work in the construction industry, for example, in the long run, if they become construction manager or CEO of a company, definitely
Could be higher.
will be higher, not could be higher, will be higher.
All right.
But yeah, in terms of competitiveness, I think good, the salary in
Yeah,
Australia.
that's why it is competitive
Yes.
to get into the career.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does a typical day or week look like for you in your role?
In my role, because my teaching load is
Low?
not high,
All right.
so usually, let's say when I arrive in the office, email. That is the first thing usually I do, responding to emails. And then typical activities, I have a lot of meetings and presentations. Meetings like school meetings, faculty meetings, or whatever meetings. Meetings with my PhD students, for example,
Yeah.
because I have 8 of them at the moment.
Wow.
And then presentations. In my role, I need to present the research performance of the school, for example, to the leadership team or to the staff. And then I need to present my research project to whatever, in conferences, in seminar, in webinar, and so on. So that's usually my main tasks. And then applying for research grant, if there is an
Still,
opportunity,
yeah.
of course, I need to do it as well, because it takes time usually to write a proper research grant. And then also publications. But publications, usually I do it with my PhD candidates.
All right. So you need to write a research proposal to get a grant?
Yes.
Something like that?
Correct.
Yeah.
And again, every scheme has its own requirements, so
Yeah.
therefore we need to adjust the proposal accordingly.
What advice would you give to someone aspiring to enter academia?
Do your PhD, of course. I mean, because to be frank, that is the minimum requirement
Yeah.
to be an academic staff in Australia, and publish
Yeah. In a good journal.
in a good journal, at least Q1 journal.
All right.
Yeah, because that is the minimum expectation nowadays. But don't overdo it either. Don't try to publish 10 papers from your, or 10 journal papers from your
PhD?
PhD research, for example. Then people may question, is it really you can publish 10
Oh,
papers
really?
from your research?
Oh, I thought it was good.
No, so just find the right balance.
Okay.
4, okay. 5, still okay. 6, you're still okay, but don't overdo it either. We don't want, we have a term called salami slicing. So we try to slice our research like very thin and then publish just a very small portion, but then the paper in terms of contributions are minimum.
So that's not good.
Yeah, that's not good either. So it's better to publish quality papers.
Yeah.
The second advice, if you can find opportunities to teach, not always available, but even if you become a tutor, that's good enough
Yeah.
to build your CV. Because remember, teaching, research, and leadership or services. So in terms of leadership and services, if you have activities, extra curricular activities out there, it will look good on your CV as well. You can join a club, for example, and then be one of the leaders in the club.
All right.
or you can
Organization or association.
yes,
something like
volunteer
that.
to help school events.
Oh.
That's another possibility. Again, you need to build this particular component in your CV. The three, research, teaching, and leadership or services. They should be highlighted in the CV.
All right. And does graduating from high-rank university play roles? What do you think?
Can be, but I think not so important.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
more about your performance and reputation.
All right. Since you graduated from the university in Indonesia for your undergraduate, right?
Yes.
What do you think the difference between the education here and there?
Okay. In terms of teaching, in my opinion, education in Indonesia is actually not bad
Oh,
because there are so many courses.
yeah,
Probably
yeah.
you experience it
my
as well.
experience.
In one semester, for example, there can be
24.
24 units of credits.
Yes.
So it's about what, 8 to 12 courses.
True.
So the face-to-face interaction between the students and the lecturers automatically
More intense.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so therefore they will learn more as well automatically. While here in Australia, in one term, we only have 2 or 3 courses.
Oh, so more independent.
More independent,
Okay.
yes. While in Indonesia, it's more, more intense in meeting the lecturers almost every day.
Yeah, we have so many classes.
So many classes.
Yeah.
So therefore, in my view, it's actually not bad because the students can gain more when they study in Indonesian universities.
All right. What else?
In terms of the content,
All
usually they can get more. But then, of course, it's more burden for the Indonesian academic staff because they need to teach
Yeah.
more. As a result,
True.
they don't have time for
Research. That's true. That's the fact.
yes.
Yeah,
As a
yeah.
result, it's difficult for Indonesian universities to compete, to increase in their global ranking,
Yeah.
because most global rankings depend on research performance, not teaching performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in terms of the content itself, I think Indonesian universities are actually quite good.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last question, actually. I'd love to hear your thoughts on your academic career. Do you find it fulfilling and enjoyable?
I think it comes back to the person. For me, my attitude, I learn to enjoy what I do.
Okay.
So therefore, I don't stress out, and I am happy every day to do my work. Okay, to be a professor is not my dream job.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my dream job when I was a boy, I wanted to be a pilot.
Ah, that's interesting. And you ended up as an academic.
Civil, and then
Yeah.
construction, and then academic staff.
All right.
In my view, I think very few people can actually be in their dream job. That's my
true.
view.
Yeah.
But we can change our attitude. So therefore, my attitude, I love what I do. So therefore, I'm happy and I can give my best in terms of teaching, research, and leadership.
So you don't do what you love instead of you love what you do.
Yes,
All right.
I learn to do it. I learn to love it.
All right.
It's a matter of mindset. And I'm happy.
And I'm happy to hear that you're happy doing this job. Yeah.
Every job has its own
Challenges.
challenges, advantages, disadvantages. It's a job.
Yes.
Just give my best, and then that job can sustain my family. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't think like people nowadays, especially like the young generations, have the same mindset.
I think that's okay. They can explore while they are young. I think that's the best time for them to explore. So that's okay. But then slowly, I think, I don't know, this mindset in my view is very important. Otherwise, suffering every day. You need to work 7-8 hours per day.
Yeah.
And then if you don't like what you do, then it's like hard suffering. So just be happy.
Yeah, that's a good advice anyway. All right, that's all my questions. Thank you very much. It was very insightful for me and for the audience, I hope.
See you and all
See
the
you.
best to all. Thank you for having me.
No worries. Bye-bye.